Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to our mindfulness practice. Doing this live event is maybe kind of an excuse for all of you to get together and to meditate together. And I think maybe that might be the most important reason for me to be coming on to these live events. Maybe and also maybe for my own personal practice. It gives me motivation to keep working on myself, knowing that there's a group of people who are also working on themselves, and that we're all kind of in this together, and that we can kind of use this as a time to be together, and a time to improve ourselves, and a time to practice being in the moment. I mean, I think that's why we call it practice, because it's not something that stops. That if we want to continue to get better, to be the better version of ourselves, I'm tempted to say the best version of ourselves, but to be honest, that doesn't really exist, does it? There is no best version of ourselves. We do have a chance to keep improving all of the time, and that's kind of a good little segue into my topic today. So what the topic today is about is it's this quote from Ram Dass. So if you know, Ram Dass is also known as Richard Alpert. He passed away just a couple years ago, in his home in Maui, and he's got more than just this for good quotes. But this quote is, "If you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family." And so there are a few layers to this quote. If you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. It doesn't even necessarily say anything. It's not even necessarily saying anything about family. It's maybe the first thing is about what's it mean to be enlightened anyway, and who am I to say that about myself, that I have reached that milestone, right? That I am, this milestone, which may or may not exist. I am there. I made it. I'm the best version of myself, and I don't need any improvement anymore. That maybe is what that quote is trying to say, is so that there's always room for improvement. We've never really made it to the top of the mountain. Certainly us as lay people, and I've met my fair share of yoga teachers and meditation instructors who do tend to have a little chip on their shoulder, and they think that because of their practice, that they're better than other people. That they're like, hey, I'm a vegetarian, and you should be too. You darned person who obviously doesn't care about animals at all if you're not a vegetarian, right? And so, do we have the ability to get off of our high horse and to see ourselves with this, like mindfulness, with this clarity? Can I see myself for exactly as I am, without lying to myself, without my ego deluding me into thinking that I'm some way that I'm not? It takes maturity, and not only does it take practice, but it does take this kind of maturity to be able to see ourselves with that eye of truth. And is it possible to do it in a loving way? And I think that's also part of our mindfulness practice, to go, hey, I haven't made it there yet, and there's no there to make it to, because I just I'm going to be human. That's just part of the human condition. I'm going to be human. Can I see myself and know that there is always room to learn and to acknowledge the state that I'm in. So, yeah. So that's kind of step one, is recognizing that enlightenment isn't something achievable, and whatever that means. Maybe that means something different to you than it does to me. But I think the main idea was that it's a milestone or a place to get to in our meditation practice. The other thing was go spend a week with your family. So that's really, I know I've spent more than a week with my family, and I've spent it with my immediate family and with a lot of my in-laws. So I mean, I've been traveling to the United States and to Canada and meeting a lot of the people that I know from various arenas in life, and as well as my immediate, like, little nuclear family that I spend time with here in Singapore. And I guess I just want to say it's not all smooth. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. And, there are times that maybe some of us go, hey, wow, maybe all of this time together is, not all, maybe I need some more time to myself. Maybe I need more time to be in the office, or to meditate, or to do my hobby or my recreational activity. Spend less time with my family. I think that's kind of that's one aspect to it. The other aspect is our relationships that we have with the people in our families have a lot of legacy to them, and that's, and can we make that a part of our practice, to know that this person in front of me right now is not the person that was here yesterday, that they're not the same person who's made all of those mistakes in the past. And, is it possible to see that person with fresh eyes without, of course, I always kind of want to put this disclaimer out there when I talk about viewing others with beginner's mind. It doesn't mean opening your heart to an abusive person again. It does mean being cautious and being protective of ourselves. But, I want to say, I witnessed this personally in my relationships this time around, to see myself judged as the old version of me. It's the version of me that existed 10 years ago, or maybe farther back. In that, relationships that we have, from long-term relationships with our parents, with our children, with our cousins, with whomever, that these, our siblings for sure, that these relationships have legacy to them, and we can't force others to be a certain way. We only have the control over ourselves. Is it possible for us to be mindful of the way that we approached our old relationship, but still be, and be present for ourselves and the relationship the way it is right now, and then not necessarily fall back into those old ways of behavior and being with that other person? So, I'm going to get started here in the meditation soon. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for your Thanks for your well wishes. I do have. I've had a bit of a cold ever since around when I left. I don't know what's going on. I'm also kind of a little bit tired. It's 5:20 a.m. here, and that, I guess that's it too. Is I'm not used to waking up at this time. With my parents had been visiting here in Singapore. I guess the other thing is I'd like my voice to sound calm, if possible, to help with our meditation. So let's go ahead and get into our meditation, shall we? So get comfortable, get into a meditation posture, and my nuclear family, and like as Siffy says, how are the boys? I have three sons. They're doing good. They're doing well. Thanks for asking. So just get yourself into a posture that is going to be conducive to your practice. I recommend you sit up straight and tall. If you like, allowing the eyes to close. And today we'll come back to maybe the most often done practice in my live events, which is focusing on the breath. And so why not do a meditation where we're visualizing our families, or thinking about relationships, or possibly doing loving kindness, because this paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, is the true core and foundation of our practice. And we really can't practice this enough. So see if you can notice where your breath is entering the body. So maybe that's at the nostrils. As you breathe in, feeling the breath go through the sinuses, expanding the chest, expanding the abdomen. As you breathe out, noticing your abdomen contracting, your chest falling, air moving through the larynx, through the sinuses, and out the nostrils. And seeing if you can let go of control of the breath. Allowing the breathing to be completely natural, trusting the body. Your body knows how to breathe perfectly well, all by itself, without your intervention. Is it possible to trust the body? Focusing our attention entirely on this feeling of breathing. Breathing in, noticing the nostrils, the sinuses, the larynx, the rising of the chest, the filling of the belly. As we breathe out, the belly deflating, the chest falling, air moving through the larynx, through the sinuses, through the nostrils. Concentrating attention as best we can on this feeling. Concentrating holding attention at the breath. As we breathe in, nostrils, sinuses, larynx, rising of the chest, filling of the belly. As we breathe out, the belly deflating, chest falling, air moving out through the larynx, through the sinuses, out the nostrils. And if you notice that from time to time your mind wanders away, that you get distracted, you're no longer focusing entirely on your breath, something has caught your attention, just remember, this is normal, this is natural, it's a part of our meditation process. Can I simply be aware of what brought my attention away from my breath? Hold it in awareness in a moment, and then gently let it go. As best we can, returning attention to the inflation and deflation, the movement of the breath through the nostrils, expansion and contraction of the body with the breath. Doesn't mean that we're blocking out our thoughts. It just means that we are aware of them. We're occupying our minds with concentrating on the feeling of breathing in the present moment. And those moments where the mind wanders away, remembering that this is what the mind does. This is what the mind wants to do. It's used to thinking, wanting to think, wanting to get away from the breath. It's okay. As best we can, letting go of the thought, using the breath to hold the attention in the present moment, concentrating on that tactile, physical sensation. Can you notice all the details of what the breath feels like inside the nostrils? Allow that curiosity to keep your attention focused. So keep it up. We're getting close to the end. We have about 3.5 more minutes to go, so I'll just leave you in silence for these last 3.5 minutes. And I'll end our meditation practice with the sound of the bell. Okay, that's the time. So I'm going to end our practice with 3 rings of the bell. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for practicing with me today. Thanks for making time for yourself. And as always, just kind of want to ask, how did it go today? How was your practice? And also, the other thing I'd like to ask is, how did did this talk about enlightenment, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family, did that resonate at all? Was there anything there that kind of brought up thoughts or feelings? I'd love to hear. Love to hear your thoughts. And in any sharing, like what is it that's coming up for you? Oh, and I hear Frank in the background. Let me see. Hang on. Let me see if I can let Frank in. Hang on. Oh, he made it. Frank's still alive. He wasn't as unhappy as I thought he'd be about us leaving. Sometimes he'd poop on the furniture when we were gone. He's like angry at us for leaving him away for so long. In-laws. Yeah, Angel says the in-laws really resonated. Yeah, I know. It can be tough. Thanks, B. Thanks for joining in and for checking out my tracks. I hope you'll come back. I like these lives. The lives are more fun just because we all get to be here together and chit chat a little bit. Not easy to spend time with them all because they're all preoccupied, but you got to try. Thanks, Sippy. Yes, bringing up spending time with family is a real reality check, says Gene. They know how to press our buttons. They certainly do. In fact, I saw my sister, and I accidentally pressed her buttons as well. And I try not to, but I guess it was something. I think I brought up something in the past that to me was just, it's in the past. It's funny. It's not, that's not you. That's not who you are anymore. And I think my sister didn't want to be reminded at all of what that was. And so that kind of helps me remember, just because I can look at the past and kind of go hee hee ha ha about the old version of me. And by the way, that's a good question too. Is that really, how true is that really? Maybe there are things, and I like to tell myself that story, but maybe there are things in the past that I've done that if somebody brought up, it would make me bristly. So I just try to go, hey, like, I don't know her situation, so can I ask for forgiveness and go, hey, I didn't mean to offend you by saying that, by bringing that up. I thought it was fun. I thought we could kind of look at it back and laugh. Rachel says, family definitely resonated. I used to have to take relaxants before meeting with them. Thanks for sharing. Sybil shares, my brother-in-law died recently, so I was just with my wonderful family for a week. We are different, but the same simultaneously. So enlightening. We value each other. I get that 100%. That's one thing that's so great about my sister, my parents, and my kids is just seeing that part of me that's in there. I mean, not there's a part of me in every single person in the world, right? But there's more of me in those people, and helps me to learn about myself. So thanks, Sybil, for sharing. B says, my cat Bunny is sitting here with me. Yeah, everybody loves Frank. I love Frank too. He always looks grumpy. When I put him on camera, he's always looking kind of nasty. But he's not. He's in an okay mood. I love that. Cece says, I love that furry Buddha. Thanks. Been practicing with this group for 3 years. Amazing for me to do so. Amazing for you to do so. I agree. Yeah, who wouldn't poop on the sofas? Yeah, well, that's that's it, right? He's got to. This is his way to communicate. I'm upset, and I'm happy that he didn't do it this time. That maybe we've given him enough love, and people who are taking care of him while we're gone, maybe they're doing a good enough job. Animals also get separation anxiety. Yeah, it's great you have to go back to the bare bones of basics of mindfulness. And I think that's it, is we need to remember that as the foundation. That there are all kinds of fancy meditations to do out there that involve visualization and involve, repeating phrases and trying to calm and relax ourselves. And there's nothing quite like that solid foundation of raw mindfulness. All right. I haven't yet scheduled my next live event. I'm planning to do it on Tuesday. Just go back to my regular Tuesday and Thursday schedule. I'll get on that here soon. I'm just now that I'm back and getting kind of back into the swing of things here, just thinking about kind of what direction, what topics I'll do. And so that'll be coming up soon. So Siffy says, mindfulness meditation really helped through my anxiety attacks. I'm thankful for it. Thanks for sharing. So I'll have those coming up soon. Look out for those. And I'll try my best to schedule a few of them in advance as I think of a common theme. So thanks, Jean. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Jean, for keeping the pillow, the cushion warm while I've been gone and hosting all of those live events. And thanks to everybody else who have participated in those. And I'll see you again soon. So do take care. Let's end practice the way that we always do, with some loving kindness. So follow along with me if you like. So you can repeat these phrases after me if that's helpful for you. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone watching, listening right now, wherever you are, I wish you all happiness and peace. And may all sentient life here on planet Earth, throughout the universe, those even who have not yet been born, I wish us all happiness and peace. Thanks again, everyone. See you again soon. Bye-bye.